Alright, it is 14 degrees outside. We're going to do a mobile job real quick. This is the coldest I've ever seen the transmission temp. Both the coolant temp and the trans temp were around 25 degrees this morning when I fired this thing up. So I am gonna go enjoy that. I'm gonna go grab me some gloves because that's like the only thing I don't have. I'm always dressed in layers, but we gotta go down to Maryland. It's just a quick 30-minute, 45-minute job, nothing crazy, but just gotta go get that done. We'll be back in the shop tomorrow, moving some trailers around. I just went and got another spot, so I gotta move that trailer out and get that truck unloaded. But yeah, it's cold. Just got out the old Walmart, went and got some gloves and then some work gloves for today because I make too much money to be freezing, you know? It is what it is. I've been lazy and didn't want to go out and get stuff, so I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna go grab that. So now we're gonna head down to Maryland. We got about... Alright, so to kind of give you guys a little bit of an update on the mobile job, we're about 15 minutes away. So basically that black truck that we did, we put a new HCU unit in it. Everything worked great, no lights, this and that. Ended up blowing the fuse when it slipped. So we're wondering if maybe there's a little bit of air left in the lines or whatnot. But the issue before was it was constantly an intermittent back and forth problem. That problem has been resolved, new HCU. But unfortunately, even with a new fuse in it, it likes to blow the fuse the second you use the ABS or the traction control. So we're going to see if a little bit of air bleeds out of it. Hopefully it's that simple. Could very well be, and that's the only reason that I would see a new HCU blowing the fuses, but because it didn't have that problem before. So let's get down there and see what we're working with. All right, so bad news on the black truck. We did an HCU on that unit, and it got rid of like all the issues. We drove it around, everything was good. Second you hit snow, bam, or any time like traction breaks, it blows the fuse. Unfortunate. So it's a new issue. So we went through and I'm like, okay, cool. I'll just come down there and bleed it. See if there's any air left in the system. Well, go figure, there was no air in the system. So the new pump, which is problematic anyway, the new pump is blowing fuses. So basically, before it was an intermittent issue and then it just stayed on all the time through a -1 code. Now, every time we go to do the electronic bleed, the new pump is basically popping the fuse. And either way, there was no air that was coming out of the system anyway. Like the pump was doing its thing, everything was good, just that was the issue we're having. So we gotta go, I'm gonna go and order the new part and warranty that out. This is a common issue on these trucks. Unfortunately, they, if you guys check on the forums and all that stuff, there's guys that, hey, we replaced this part, and a couple months later it goes out. So we're gonna get with the dealership, try to get the new updated part again. This is an updated part too. So ever since COVID, everything kind of went to shit. So even though parts guys screw up, I eat it a little bit to make these, drive just in case anything ever happens. In this case, it was, I'm just coming down to, do some diag on it and whatnot, and I take care of my customers. So we're gonna get the new part on order and replace it and get it warrantied out. I'm just gonna pay for it up front, get it swapped out, do some testing, and go from there. Yo, we got hit again, and it's 20-some degrees. No, I am not the guy that cleans off my truck. I don't care. It's literally just soft snow, so I really don't care. We gotta go to the shop, finish up pulling that white truck motor and getting we just got another spot. So I gotta get the gooseneck out and go put that in the new spot. So we're gonna take care of getting the white truck out. And then once that's out, we'll pull that out, get it out of the way, and then we're gonna pull the motor out of the blue truck. So I wasn't gonna film much today, but like, we got hit. We're getting hit until like 6 o'clock. Oh man, we got the slow brigade up here. I'm gonna probably put it in 4 and go around them. All right, fun. I like this weather. It's not super cold. It says 23. I like the comment I got. Nah, it doesn't feel like 23, but it is 23. So we're gonna get the shop open, pull that fucker out. I think I got an oil change today and pulling that motor. Yeah, I really like the light bar for days like this because It just tells drivers to get the fuck out of my way. Because nobody knows how to drive in this shit, apparently. And yeah, on the highway it works a lot more than the back roads, but it does warn people and let them know to not pull out in front of me. I did some testing with it, and I tested without the light bar, and I was always getting cut off. So I put the light bar on, and guess what? The chances of me getting cut off were way less. So I'm okay with that. Yeah, we got it on. It's such a tight squeeze. My mirrors are dirty, and I'm over here against the wall. But I think we're good on this side. I just need to watch and make sure we can get it out that way. Should be good. Just barely. Let's get the old cold start on the welder again, because we got snow on it and I want to clear it off, and we got to use it today. So yeah. Eventually we're going to add some reels into this, but unfortunately they're really expensive and I don't have the need for them yet. But I'd like to put 2 reels underneath there. Just make my life a hell of a lot easier, and then probably replace this toolbox with a black one. But everything's coming along really nicely on this truck. I'm really happy with it. Can't wait to do the Mega Cab long bed. Alright, I don't care what anyone tells me about pulling these motors, right? I don't do VP44 trucks a lot, but there is a little bit more clearance up top. So the way that I have been doing it, and it's been a lot more comfortable doing it, you can see the oil pan's on and the valve cover's on. You will not clear this oil pan and this valve cover, especially on a 2-wheel drive. Mostly on a 2-wheel drive. I know some of you guys are saying the 4-wheel drives you can clearance it. I've never seen one be able to do that without smacking both. I actually unbolt the front 6, and then I'll jack the cab up, which in some cases, I mean, you could lift the cab, do this and that. No really reason for me to get into all that. I really only needed like probably a couple of inches. So all of this is pulled. We got the trans lines and all this stuff going with this motor. So I got the AC lines and all that. Trans lines from this cooler. It's so much easier than fighting. All we did was unplug the top harness. So the trans harness and all that stays all the same. So what I'm going to end up doing, all this is all the scrap pile. This is going to be getting an upgraded intercooler, radiator, all the whole 9 yards, because this truck was overheating a lot. He said he did spray out a lot of it, but we're replacing all that. I have a used shroud and everything, so we're getting all new, all of that. You can see it kind of broke the nub off, but it doesn't matter. It's all getting replaced anyway. So what we're going to do is probably put this front piece back on, bolt the cab back up, and then also find a way to put a ratchet strap to the transmission and then make the torque converter stay in. And then we're going to pull this out and pull the other one in. So this has been a fun little project. This isn't bad to do. Generally about in between 6 and 10 hours to do all this, pulling the motor. Some of you guys might have it down a little bit faster. I take my time a little bit with them to make sure, you know, I'm not fucking anything up. You can see we got all that, and then those 2, I have the jack stand under the transmission. Yeah, so that's where we're at. Like I was saying, we're going to go over the new motor and do a lot of the gaskets, see where it's leaking and whatnot, and then start moving stuff over. I think we're doing an intake horn as well and a bunch of other stuff. So this will just be a decent parts motor. I have the trans lines over here with capped off, but it really doesn't matter because this side over here started leaking and whatnot, but there's only so much in it. And then I can't remember or not if I capped off the transmission itself, but how this motor is, we're going to set the other motor next to it, mark this one bad, and then move everything. Now we have this one out here. It is snowing. I'm going to go grab some sunglasses, but it is snowing out there. I didn't give you guys a proper walk around of this. All right, I had to take a phone call, but now I'm gonna get in this thing, And I bet you I'll get another phone call. Ugh. So pop the hood on this. Yes, we're not worried about that. I'm gonna try to do this without falling off the side of the trailer. I'm like balancing myself. All right. There we go. Whew. All right. Oh, he didn't tell me the intake was off of it. All right. Well, that sucks. So we're gonna clean this motor up a lot. Going over the turbo. Looks like this has an aftermarket exhaust on it. Let me get under here and see what exhaust. Oh, looks like it has an aftermarket downpipe on it. The exhaust is non-existent. So we're gonna get all this stuff off, probably undo the turbo, oil change, go over all the gaskets because he did say it leaked a little bit of oil, and just go over the thing. You know, new intake horn. This here's broken. I see the battery mounts are kind of shot, but we'll see. Just get everything cleaned up and make it nice. But this is the parts motor, and this motor ran very good, so that's what we're gonna do. See what he wants to do with this beefy bumper, see if he's throwing it on there too. But other than that, I'm just gonna need a second person. My older brother's coming later, so I might have him help me. What we're gonna do is roll this off, but it only has park and no steering. So we'll see. I might. All right, got me another phone call, but I'm gonna go over basically what I think we're gonna do once he comes here and we drop this off the trailer. I'm gonna take the pintle in the back of this and just back it into the side bay, and then tomorrow when Christian's here, we're gonna take this one and put it up on the hill because that's done. So we were talking about replacing turbos and doing this and that. So like I said, all that stuff that you saw in there was like battery acid and shit. So that's what happened to that with the batteries rocking around and whatnot. We'll get it cleaned up. I think we're gonna go with a red, white, and blue theme on that, and then this truck's gonna get parted out. I think he said he had other doors, but some of the stuff on this truck's still good. I think the hood's a little fuckered but the rears are good. Wheels, tire. I don't know what all he's gonna sell on it, but I'm gonna try to set this. Probably try to save that Kurt hitch if it's not. I do see some bendage. I don't know if it's the frame. I think it is the frame. Let's see here. Everything's twisted, so it might just be because of the tire. So looks like that might be straight. But yeah, I'd like to save that Kurt hitch. Maybe sell that to Josh, put that on his truck, because that's a nice beefy unit there. Other than that, she's gonna be part out rig. I think he said there was frame damage on the front. Pretty sure there is. So I think it was bent right there. But that's what's going on. I'll update you guys next thing. Alright, so let's see how this goes. Like I said, when it gets down there, like once it's off the trailer, just throw it in park. I'm gonna try to jump out of the way as soon as I can. Ugh.
It goes off the side?
No, it'll just, yeah, if it goes going towards the building, just throw it in park. Oh man. Come on, we're almost there. All right, she's moving. Just carefully. All right, hold on.
You got?
Yep, I know.
Okay.
Just keep going. Keep going. Perfect.
Well, it wasn't pretty.
Yeah, I saw it going that way. I'm like, he doesn't. It's a parts truck.
Yeah. I mean, hey.
We're gonna put this in the shop tomorrow. I'm just gonna pintle it from back here. Hopefully they don't say anything. But yeah. All right, she's off. Didn't go like 100% as like I wanted it to, but like I said, we'll get this in the shop tomorrow. Hopefully they don't complain too much about it. But once it's in there, we're all good. All right, well, what an absolute clusterfuck that was, but we got it in the spot. We did a little loop-doop down there. These tires are great, but they are not snow tires, I will say that. So, four-wheel drive. I was sitting here just spinning all four, funny enough. At least this one was spinning. I don't know about the other side, but they're great tires. They're just not snow tires. But at the same time, it doesn't matter if you run wide skinnies. If you run snow tires, you're going to get great snow traction. If you run all-terrains, you're going to get all-terrain snow traction. You're not going to get the greatest. You're going to get some. You're not going to get a lot. Mud tires, my soft little mud tires did a lot better, but they were also a cheaper tire and they were loud and noisy. So, I don't know. These